Ask me how pastors are robbing you. Will a man rob God, or will a pastor rob you? And will a pastor rob God by robbing you? This ain't no game. This is not a game. This is what we do. But I'm here at work looking like Scruff McGruff early in the AM, and I'm listening to a video that's giving you can say the history of who they call Saint Germain. Now, some of you may be familiar with my videos in regards to Saint Germain, Saint Germain's Trust, NESARA, GESARA, aka the Global Reset, the New World Order, because when you look at the things under NESARA or GESARA, they are the same things that are spoken about in regards to the New World Order. Under NESARA, you have this release of money, release of funds that are supposed to be in this trust, which all this ties to 9/11 and the gold that was taken out, the Dragon family and the gold that they had, Solomon's gold, all of it ties together. It sounds like something from a great science fiction movie, great action movie. But when you study it out, you see a lot of this stuff is true. You just have to weed through what's real and what's fake. So Saint Germain's Trust has all this money that is going to be released to the people, giving them prosperity, relieving the poor, and bringing things back in balance the way that they say it's supposed to be in regards to, the rich keep on getting richer and the poor keep on getting poorer. And it is through this monetary fund that he's been accumulating throughout all the ages and years, because he just seems to be immortal and he keeps on showing up. And people say, are you 100 years old? And he looks like he's 45. At the core, Saint, you see my face, Saint Germain, I'm saying that's who they call him. He is who we know as Satan. You go study him out. It's Satan, masquerading himself as this guy, Saint Germain, also masquerading himself as Nimrod, Judas Iscariot, and all these different people throughout the ages. Also with NESARA, the technology that we know they have, it is released. Also through NESARA, I'm trying to remember some of the points because I'm doing this video off the top of my head, is worldwide peace under NESARA, GESARA, or the Global Reset, the New World Order, which is the Old World Order. But under NESARA, you have worldwide peace is implemented. Now, we know from a biblical standpoint, worldwide peace happens during the time of what? Jacob's trouble. 3.5 years of peace, and we know what happens after that. So when NESARA, GESARA is implemented, that releases all this money, which is why people are going to take the mark of the beast. For the love of money is the root of all evil. And you see how that ties in with the book of Ezekiel and the king of Tyre, and how he got rich from his wealth and his trade and his commerce and stuff like that. He was bringing physical prosperity to all the people, and he was taking glory for it. It all ties together. So people are going to line up to take the mark and get their DNA changed and augmented to be superhuman, super mankind, or be whatever they want to be through technology, which is the study of science. Science is knowledge, so they're taking the knowledge of God and they're twisting it in a witchcraft way to change the DNA to live forever. You can be as gods, knowing good and evil. You can live forever in the flesh that you are in as a god, as an immortal being, and know good and evil and do what you want to do. So they have to change the DNA, because what happens? If you get cancer, what does cancer affect? Your DNA. If you get heart disease, what is that affecting? Your heart. Your heart is based off your DNA. If you get colon cancer, if you get AIDS, HIV, what does the viruses of AIDS, HIV, STD, whatever disease, sexually transmitted disease, what does it affect? It attacks, the viruses attack the DNA. So if you can, in essence, alter the DNA to not be affected by those viruses like the way it is, then you, in essence, you can have immortality. This is what the mark of the beast boils down to. Now, getting back to our person in question, Mr. Saint, y'all see my face again, Saint Germain. I'm listening to a video, and it's not speaking about him from the perspective of a Christian. It's just speaking about him. It's not speaking from the perspective of Christianity. And before they even go into his history, they talk about Jesus. Now, why in the world, and I'm going to upload a video, and I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a forecast about it. When you listen to the video, you are listening to somebody that is channeling this unclean spirit, this devil, this demon, however you want to put it. They all on the same team to me, so people arguing about that. When you listen to it, you are listening to somebody that is channeling a devil, channeling a demon. And so why is it that this person is telling this story? Because the video is like almost 2 hours long. They are telling this story, and before they even start to tell the story, really, they start to talk about Jesus. They're not speaking about it from a Christian perspective. Not even talking about nothing in regards to Christianity. I'm like, I think almost an hour in, they don't say anything about Christianity per se, but they speak about Christ. They speak about Christ. They say that Christopher Columbus was Saint Germain, what they call reincarnated. I call it incarnation. He was incarnated. I can believe that. But what they also say is they had to get this backstory about Jesus, because they said that Jesus was initiated into the mystery religion, the mystery knowledge. He went to these different schools around that area, and he learned what they learned. He learned the wisdom of these different sages and warlocks and stuff like that. I wonder why they would say that. So now you know where they get that teaching from. They get it from them. So people that say that, they say it in the Kabbalah, they say it in the Zohar, stuff like that, that Jesus was a magician and all this other stuff. That's where they get it from. But what got me was this. They believe that Joseph was incarnated with Saint Germain, that Joseph was literally Saint Germain. Very interesting. Very interesting. Of course, we don't believe that. But then as I continue to listen to the video, they made a statement about Jesus again. Interestingly, they keep on talking about Jesus, but Jesus isn't real. But even the occult people believe that Jesus is real. So somebody's being played. Oh, Jesus didn't exist. But you got both sides saying that Jesus is real, that Jesus does exist. The argument is about who he proclaimed to be. That's the argument. The argument isn't about if Jesus was real or not, because there's too much evidence on both sides that Jesus did exist and he physically walked this world. Even the occult, even the Luciferians, they speak about Jesus. Y'all sitting here arguing with people. Like, why are you arguing with idiots? So they made the statement that Joseph was Jesus's father. So if they're saying that Joseph was Jesus' father, and we know that they said, according to what I'm telling you right now, and you're going to watch the video when I upload it, according to what they said that Joseph was Saint Germain, who we know, you're going to see when you listen to it, is Satan, Lucifer. So they're saying that Satan is the father of Jesus Christ physically in this world. And that Jesus got his knowledge and wisdom and understanding from Satan. Don't that sound familiar? Satan said that he would exalt himself above the throne of God. Now I thought about it for a second, and when they said that, it hit me. I was like, oh, so if they're saying that Joseph was Jesus' father, like, you know, Joseph's sperm went into Mary, then that's where you get the teaching that Joseph was literally Jesus' father, his physical father. When we know that Joseph was not his father. I mean, you can make the argument of him being his stepfather, you know, him coming into the, you know, being in the picture and taking and raising Jesus up, but no. Joseph is not Jesus' father. We know who his father is. So, this is where you get the doctrine that many so-called Hebrew Israelites, they believe, and many other people, that Mary wasn't a virgin. She was not conceived by the power of the Holy Spirit. And that Joseph physically went in unto Mary to conceive Jesus. That's where you get that doctrine from. It's a doctrine of devils. And this is why I research stuff that people would most likely, oh man, that has nothing to do with nothing. Because I go research it so I can bring it back to you and show you this is where they get this from. This is where they get this from. Because we know the Bible doesn't teach that. But they try to use the Bible to prove it. That's for people that don't really believe in the Bible. But if I can show you historically where the occult, they believe these different things, then now you know where it's coming from. It's doctrines of devils. And I can prove to you, and I proved before, that Saint Germain, you see my quote, Saint Germain is, in fact, who we know today as Satan. He's going to be the man that steps on the scene, seems to have all the answers to all the problems because he's been around for a very long time. And when you study him out, this man is he's everywhere. Everywhere but nowhere. He's dead, but he's not dead. Incarnated in different people, and they're saying that he's him. Was dealing with alchemy and all type of other stuff. And some of you know about NESARA, and you're looking for it, not realizing that NESARA is actually the New World Order, what we call a New World Order. Go look it up. Go look up and see what happens with NESARA, for those of you who don't know, and compare it to what the Bible is saying if you say you believe the Bible. Ding, 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 ding. But I'm gonna do an updated video about NESARA. I also want to add this. When you actually study what the gods, what the spiritual world is saying through people by channeling. They're channeling these different spirits. They're channeling the Council of Nine. They're channeling the Pleiadians and all these different groups. When you listen to what they are saying in regards to NESARA or GESARA, they say specifically that GESARA is spiritual in nature. It's spiritual. They say, I'm paraphrasing, that the reason for the money is because that's the mindset that people are on. So they're using the money that they're going to give to the people so they can bring them to a point and see that there's enough wealth to go around for everybody. And then after that, they want to ascend them up to a higher level of consciousness to show them that they don't need money. You don't need money. So money is just a tool. For the love of money is the root of all evil, not money itself. So it's what's behind the money and the motives behind it. So that's why they're going to release all this money. And for those of you who are in real estate, some of this should register. I'm gonna give you something. Some of you that are in real estate, think about St. Germain's Trust. I was in a real estate meeting a while back, and the guy mentioned St. Germain's Trust, and I was like, what? And he was talking about how you transfer land to, LLC or corporation and everything. Some of you know about all that. So this is real, and then you go study it out, and they will say it's named after this Republican and stuff like that. Bull jive. That's misinformation. At its core, this is spiritual, and they themselves say it. These unclean spirits, they are saying that it is spiritual. They want to ascend people into a higher level of consciousness. Ain't nothing wrong with that, as long as it's done the way it's supposed to be done. But they're climbing up another way. What is this? What is this ascension into a higher level of consciousness? This ascension into being a master, a ascended master. What is it about? It's about ascending to be a master. A master is a lord. A lord is in essence a god. That's what it boils down to. But the question you have to ask yourself is, how is it being done? Through technology, the study of science, which is the study of knowledge. But that's not the problem. The problem isn't studying knowledge. The problem is how you apply that knowledge and use it. I can use YouTube to do what I'm doing now, or I can use YouTube for evil. It's how you use it. So, with that being said, Lord willing, I'm gonna drop that video. I wanna listen to the rest of it. And I'm gonna upload it and let y'all see what's really going on. It's been a while since I did a updated video on NESARA, GESARA. But I just felt led in my spirit to speak about these different things for those who don't know and those who are in the know of this. I haven't forgotten about it. But go do your own research and see, compare it to the Bible and see what the Bible is saying, if you believe in the Bible. If not, then of course you can be like, nah, that's not talking about the same thing. So if you don't believe in the Bible, then it's not for you. But with that being said, God bless each and every one of you in Jesus Christ's name. As always, stay focused for Jesus. And as you know, truth is not debated. It is declared.